How's it going? Okay, so, Gingy Snaps. We're back with premium Tachis. This is fixed. Absolutely. The largest, I cannot emphasize this enough, the largest shout out to RexFlame9, who actually gave me a lot of pointers, a lot of tips, a lot of really good suggestions about premium Tachis because, you know, we've come to the conclusion, oh hey, it's not always just standard plus G-Zone, you know? But yeah, so big shout out to RexFlame9 for helping me with this deck, you know, and yeah, so let's get right on into it. Alright, cool. Grade 3s, let's go. Starting off, we're back here with 4 Gaia Emperor. Gaia Emperor, this is your captain. This is your main dino. So it doesn't matter if he has Engorge. He has Engorge, whoop-de-wee. So his stride skill, Counterblast 1, you call up to 2 units, call them to separate rear guards. Then you choose up to 2 of your rear guards in general. They don't have to be the same ones you called. And then they get red text when this unit is retired from rear during your turn. Call it back. So you have to be really careful. That's mandatory, but it doesn't really matter. So, you know, it makes a column, basically. It helps make columns faster, and it's really, really strong. Helps you not overextend your resources as much, in all honesty. Then we have 2 of this bitch. Chaos Dragon Dino Chaos. I'll tell you what, it's handy going first. If you get stuck on it, I feel bad, and it feels bad to be stuck on Dino Chaos, but if you're going first, this basically helps you stride while your opponent's on grade 2, you know, assuming you're not facing off against Ezel or Bermuda, you know, but just in case you are, you know, it helps because then it unlocks, like, your G-Zone and whatnot. It does kind of use up a lot of your hand, though, but, you know, it's fine. You replace 2 cards you kill with Twin Drive. So you kill, if you have a grade 2 Tachi, Vanguard, you know, you kill 2, you ride it. Simple enough. And then we have Great Cannon Dragon Heavy Arzine. Yeah, so this is a really good, like, combo extender. It has Engorge, which kind of is important, but at the same time really isn't. So when this engorged unit is retired, Counterblast 1, or no, when this engorged unit is retired from rear for the effect or cost of a Vanguard with the Engorge ability, everything in our G-Zone except for, like, Progenitor and Drachma have Engorge, so simple enough. You pay the cost, which is Counterblast 1. You look at the top 4 of your deck, call up to 2 grade 2 or less cards to separate rearguard circles, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is really good in case you, like, if you give the revive skill to him, then basically he can help you make a whole other column. And combining it with, like, Ravenous Dragon Mega Rex, you know, you could, I think I did it once in testing. I think the number I got to was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got 7 attacks in total, but at the same time, I ended up having like 3 cards left in deck, so I couldn't do much afterwards. But he's really good in terms of building back up your board. So that's it for the grade 3s. We don't have any Excel markers. This deck has been fixed to the point where Excel markers just don't even matter at this point, which I'm like, ooh, neat. Alright, so, great. Moving on to grade 2s. 4 Ravenous Dragon Mega Rex. If you're going second, this is your main right target. When it attacks, kill something, draw 1, and then if it's on rearguard, Counterblast 1, you can gauge it, and then it gets 5k for each gauge. That skill's never, absolutely 100%, never going to show up. If anything, you're just going to kill something to draw 1. Prime example, heavy Arzine, or something that, you know, like, helps you extend. You know, the problem with this deck now is the fact where it goes through its deck so much, because you can, I say consistently, you can effectively get off Gluttony Inebrius, like, twice in a row, you know, which is a really good feeling, especially considering the fact where last time I did this, I could barely get Gluttony off once or twice. 4 Savage Raider because it's on place gauge something, and then it can like rearrange where gauges go. But moral of the story, it helps you get gauge for Gluttony. And then we run 2 of this bastard. Now, if you have Dino Chaos in hand, it doesn't matter if you have Gaia. You know, you ride it, oh hey, cool, minus 5k, cool, I'm just gonna get back up to grade 3 on a 10k base. You know, but it's really nice, because if you have that Gaia Vanguard, you know, and you have it on rear guard, and you have it, and you're on like a stride, it gets 3k for each face-up card with the Engorge ability in your G-Zone. Everything, again, outside of the Progenitor and Drachma, has the Engorge ability. So if you're on like your second Gluttony turn, you know, you're basically going to have like 3 face-up Engorge units. This is going to become a 19k base, plus whatever booster, plus whatever triggers it becomes. It can get out of control. Simple enough. Alright, grade 1s. This one is similar to standard. You know, for Sonic Noah. You know, on boost, gauge something. That comes up quite a bit. You know, especially when you need to hit Gluttony, but also don't want to deck out. You know, strategizing around Sonic Noah kind of becomes a big deal in terms of late game when you have like, you know, like 11 cards in deck and you don't want to deck yourself out. For Laceratrex, I honestly don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's like Lacerate and Rex. Laceratrex, because it's on place gauge, and you know, if you kill it off of Dino Chaos, you Soul Blast 1, get the gauge right back to your hand. So, helps make up for that cost of Dino Chaos. But yeah, it's on place gauge. For Raventerra, because Raventerra basically comes back for free. Soul Blast 1, call it back, and then you countercharge. If, you know, the number of cards face up in your damage zone is 1 or less. So, you know, it's a little like countercharge engine. The countercharge doesn't really come up all that often, but being able to call back a booster is really nice. 2 Freezer Necks, because this is really just resource management. Thing about it is if you have, if you have a Gaia Vanguard, the countercharge Soul Charge is mandatory. So again, just something to consider. And I give something 2k. Pretty nice. And then we kept the Prism Bird. As much as I fucking hated the Prism Bird last time, I figured out that Prism Bird actually has to come in handy because A, we don't run Excel, which doesn't matter. And then B, if we have Dino Chaos in hand before we Dino Chaos, we can just Prism Bird, search out the Gaia so that we can ride the Gaia. You know, just super nice. And honestly, I still hate Prism Bird, but I'm over here being like, it helps. Okay, now, on to grade 0s before triggers. We have Little Tyranno. It's not our starter. Little Tyranno, for me, is basically the non-searchable equivalent of whatever the Luard starter that Luard plays that isn't full bow. I think it's like Linchu or something. The fact where it's searchable and like counter charges is like good. But Little Tyranno is basically our Linchu. It's not our starter, we keep it in deck, and then when we get to it, we get to it. So, it's basically a heavy Arzine, but it puts itself into Soul, which is really nice. And yeah, that's literally just what it comes down to. Like a top 4, call up to 2 with different names. Call them and then put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. If you have like 7, 8 cards in deck, 7, 8, 9 cards in deck, and you manage to get both Little Tyranno and Arzine off, then you basically just played Tsukiyomi real quick, where you basically just set up your stack. So, really good. So, Little Tyranno, It's in there. It's basically Linchu. It's not our starter. Starter still Dragon Egg. Being able to on-ride draw one, really, really nice. Okay, triggers. Triggers honestly didn't change. You know, 4 of the new Persona crit thing. It's 8 crit, it's 4 draw PG, and then it's a 2-2 split of heal triggers. You know, being able to countercharge Soul Charge, especially Soul Charge, is really, really nice, but again, kind of one of those things where you gotta keep an eye out for as you start going through your deck super fast. Alright, G-Zone. G-Zone. Here we go. Okay. For Gluttony Nebrius. Gluttony, it feels so good being able to resolve like 2 Gluttonies in a row. So basically, it's Engorge, which is nice, which kind of sucks, and considering the fact that we only have 5 circles. But again, like in this build, it doesn't matter. So when it becomes Engorged, you choose 2 of your opponent's rearguards and retire them. You know, really good against stuff like Nova Grappler. Obviously, you can't kill Sachi, but whatever. Against Gold Paladin. Excuse me. Just stuff like that. You kill 2 of your opponent's rearguards, then you flip something up in your G-Zone and retire a total of 5 either rearguards and or equip gauge. So basically, if one rearguard has like 4 equip gauge, you can basically just go, oh hey, use the rearguard and it's 4 gauge. You know, free. And then it stands itself with minus no drive. And then while it's in the G-Zone, you basically Soul Blast 1, gauge something, and it becomes Engorged. This is the part where you Soul Blast 1 and gauge the Arzine so that it automatically becomes Engorged, so that you don't need to mess up any of your attack order. Which is really good. It's really important you always flip itself so that you can, you know, turbo how much you can gauge. And just really nice. For Gaia Devastate, because Gaia Devastate is basically a massive board wipe, and, you know, if you put 3 or more cards, if you put 3 or more of your cards into the drop zone, it gets 10k, 1 crit, and 1 drive. You know, pretty nice. It's gonna get PG'd, but still nice. We finally have the Gaia Dynast. You know, if your hand's shit, you go into Gaia Dynast and basically pray. You know, just kind of simple stuff like that. And then 1 Drachma, because it's Drachma, it's your fucking button, especially if you have like 4 cards left in the deck. You know, you don't want to go into like any other of your whatchamacallits, any other of your strides. You just go Drachma and then whole piece. And then that's meant to be Progenitor. But I don't have the Progenitor. Now, I'll tell you what. Y'all are like, the Progenitor doesn't matter in Tachis. And usually, I'm like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't. But if you manage to get the if you hit the Progenitor Dragon early, it helps you so much. You don't even need to think. You just draw, automatically go into stride. Having that feeling is just really nice. It's free stride. I don't care. It's free stride. You don't even need to extend. You just go, hey, Progenitor, swing. You know? G-Guards, still 2 blockade Ganga, because being able to kill something, especially a Laceratrex that has a gauge, and basically add back a potential PG or ultimate stride fodder. Really nice. Really nice. Dismal, but that's flip fodder for Bullish Primer, because if you have an empty board, it's basically plus 25k shield. And so, yeah, that's it for updated Premium Tachis. So, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you want. Let me know if you have any questions. And, yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.